Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Our consultant on this segment, Kanute Waswa from Outdoor Africa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, and the pleasure is always mine.
Today we're discussing business in totality. Looking at business, especially from an entrepreneur's point of view. You have an entrepreneur who has a passion in a particular area, and yet the business comes as a whole package. So if the entrepreneur is passionate only in one segment of the business, how are they able to just roll out the entire business without dropping any balls and making it a success?
I'll use a very common analogy, which you can see on any garage when you drive on the road. The manual cars. You remember when you used to drive cars before the automatic cars came? When you went to fix a manual engine, you'd see the pistons. Now what happens is the pistons have to beat in a certain rhythm so as to power the car to move. And when you engage the gears, did you realize when you moved from gear 1 to gear 2, the car didn't stop moving? It's because you had gathered the required momentum for you to be able to change gears without you noticing in the momentum of the car. Now your question clearly alludes to that. There is this part you're passionate about. That's just one piston. There are 3 other pistons. If they don't beat, the car will not move. So what do? The answer, go to your area of comparative advantage. And that means look for other people who are as passionate about the other things required for business to run, hold hands with them, and the whole system moves seamlessly. For us outside, we will never know that someone else does packaging, someone else does branding, even someone else does the PR. We'll see the car moving, but it is you who knows there are 4 pistons and they're working in tandem.
In the earlier segment, I was speaking to Marianne, amazing lady, passionate about creating, aromatherapy products. And when I talked to her about challenges, just that whole area of marketing, how would that sort of a scenario play out where you're strong in the manufacturing, but not strong in the selling? You're strong in the selling, but you actually can't produce the product.
It is said that doing business without marketing is like winking at a girl in the dark. You work very hard, but no one notices what you're doing. Now, for someone who's not passionate about marketing, that's what you call a necessary evil. And so you have to find a way of still getting that advantage and that value to your business without necessarily investing money, investing time, investing infrastructure in that. And so the best way to go about it is, number 1, do a very good job. Word of mouth marketing will do a better job for marketing for you than any advert you'll ever put out there. So long as your clients know their satisfaction is guaranteed, they will come back and they will tell others. But as you grow, you may have to explore the option of getting people who are willing to partner with you with regard to marketing, with regard to making sure they position you on the rooftops, shout as loud as you can so that guys can get to hear about your product, come for it, and ultimately see what is going to be the necessary thing you have to do for you to go to the next level.
What advice would you give in terms of, I'm passionate about, I'm able to handle 1 piston. These other 3 I require. Is it something that I need to bring on board into the business? Is it something that I can, outsource?
As an entrepreneur, you like it or not, you have to run with the vision. But part of the price you have to pay for running a business is the management bit. Now, you may not be passionate about that. Managing people, managing customer expectations, managing cash flows. But if that fails, then none of the pistons will work. Being the PR and face of the organization. Before your brands build their own name, people buy into you before they buy into what you have. That is customer psychographics. And so, if you are not as passionate about these other areas, as you are about the manufacturing bit. The first option you may explore is getting in a partner who will bring in sweat equity, and that is going to be the equivalent of them running at director level and to give you the necessary competencies for that. The second alternative is obviously to employ people, but the catch with starting out a business is the fact that you may not really know the value of the person who is coming in. And that means, at the end of the day, you're not so sure if you're biting off more than you can chew. You're not so sure if the talent you're getting is really top talent, which is directly proportional to top dollar. And so you end up handling HR issues, handling people and culture, business process issues, and that may not be a cup of tea. And so what is the solution? It is really what we call a judgment call. The third option is clearly going out to outsource the necessary function that you're looking for.
Probably as a parting shot, for entrepreneurs out there who are just really passionate about what they do, what would your, parting shot be to them?
My parting shot would be, unfortunately, there is no silver bullet. Whichever option you take up comes with its implications. And so the best thing about entrepreneurship is the fact that every entrepreneur, when it comes to personality profiling and who they are, they have a very strong intuitive sense. When you look at successful entrepreneurs, you can only join the dots backwards. The future is a judgment call. Make it. Faint heart never won fair lady.
Kanute Waswa, always a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much for coming to share wisdom with us.
Thank you so much, Anne. The pleasure is always mine.
You've been watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Have a great week, a great year ahead for you.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank, your listening, caring partner.